colors on the 35 millimeter was just so vibrant. I
know, we're so
understand
lucky.
that.
Yeah, the projector here is amazing.
Oh. But the bleach, is there at any point, if you left the bleach on long enough, will it actually eat through the celluloid?
That's a good question. I don't know. No, I don't think it would, because actually, bleach comes in a plastic container,
Right.
and so the film is plastic too. So I don't know if it would actually, but it does eat right through the entire emulsion, that's for sure.
I really like the style of the new piece. It's just amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Very pretty.
It's supposed to be I don't think it worked. No, I mean the 50s, we're used to it abstract by now, but yeah.
Very good.
Where did your idea of using the stamps come from? I mean, I've heard of stencils and transfers, but
yeah,
that's
I'm not
interesting.
sure. I think it was just because I was worried that some other techniques that I use I know are time consuming, like much more time consuming, and I thought I need something that I can do in a few months kind of thing, and I just kept thinking, and I mean, I told them that I would do this stamping technique with the bleach and everything without actually even trying it first. I thought I just had a feeling it would probably work, but I just kept making it work after a while. But I don't know if there's a workshop on Saturday, and if anyone's going to participate, I brought stamps. You can make your own, and bleach things, and rubber gloves, and all that for safety, so you can try it out too and see, and yeah, to see how it goes.
How do you get the color? What do you, like the color, is it paint right on there, or is it?
For all of the pictures, a lot of them are, I use magic markers, like Sharpie, or those kind of markers, Lumacolor, and inks. The inks have been problems over the years because there was a company called Rotary, and they made this nice ink, and then they stopped, or I don't know, anyway, the company changed, and I couldn't find it after a while. So I've been using FW, they're from England, this company, and they seem okay. They just take a long time to dry, the inks, and I use airbrush sometimes, or like say for those bleach ones, they're bleached on one side, and then they dry, and then flip the film over and color the back side of the film. And if you work on both sides, it creates that depth of field kind of too, because the projector's only focusing on one plane of the film, so you get a softness in the background kind of. Other colors come from, yeah, mostly just those inks and the markers, and some of it with natural color. There's a film that it looks black, but if you scratch it a little, it turns a green, and if you scratch more, it turns yellow, and so some of those colors come through on their own. About it. Yeah, very simple coloring. The most dangerous thing I use probably is that bleach. I mean, everything else is pretty much non-toxic, and yeah. I mean, airbrush, you still gotta like wear a mask and things, or maybe it's you're bombarding the film with little particles that are bouncing off the film as well too. So, but the airbrush is nice because it's to me it symbolizes film grain a little bit. Like you have a clear film and you start spraying, you get atomized particles of ink that stick to the film. And, yeah. Yeah, simple tools, and yeah, I mean, I think anybody could make these kind of films, and just spend the time doing it. Yeah.
I was wondering, with the Dremel tool, have you used the Dremel tool before?
Yeah, that's how I made the stamps, and I brought it with me. Yeah, it works good actually, the Dremel. Yeah, I can carve right into the vinyl easy.
Oh, it's vinyl you were working with?
Yeah, vinyl erasers, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I took the eraser and just cut them. There's a kind, I don't know, you can find in the store, and actually you can cut it almost in half. You get 2 frame sizes, 2 stamps that are both frame size, so yeah.
Nice. So how long did it take you to do it in the summertime? You were saying you were doing a lot of late nights, trying to finish everything.
Yeah, this is the last one, yeah. Yeah, well, the first 6 weeks were like all-nighters, and just kept going, yeah. But then after that, I would like maybe work 6 hours a day or 8 hours sort of thing, but yeah. And then there's drying times in that, that's the thing with the inks and things too. But that's what I like with the bleach, there's not a lot of color in that film really. There's most of the greens and yellows are the natural color of the film that just happened to appear, so that was kind of a bonus. And I decided to leave some parts black and white. Just I like black and white photography still, and then I thought maybe some outrage because it's not colored.
It had a very eerie effect, especially the red and black and white pieces. You would say a little bit ominous almost.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I found an element of light in some parts, and I was working with Colin Kennedy doing the audio, and I kept telling him that, you know, I mean, you can express emotions in abstract, but I think joy is an easy one, I think, but fear is kind of harder to get across in an abstract sense. So I wanted something kind of spooky a little bit in that one, and I don't know if it is, but
It has to. Yeah.
But yeah, the pictures, and those stamps, you don't really know exactly sometimes what's going to come out. And at first, when I first started doing it, I thought, oh no, it's not working. What am I going to do? And then I just kept thinking about Walter, and it was almost like Walter's ghost appeared in the studio and was telling me things to do. It's okay, do this, right? It's all right. And as my research on the guy, it's called the Yarwood Trail. I don't know if the title got clipped out kind of, but it's called Yarwood Trail. And I thought that helped when I thought of it, because it seemed to me he got a lot of inspiration from the forest, like from roots. His sculptures are called the cedars or the pines and things like that. And so he must have hiked a lot, I thought, into the forest to find these images that he was working in sculptures with. So I thought the Yarwood Trail, and then I see what kind of trail this project will lead down into, kind of thing. So I just kept working, I just kept doing it, and then thought that these are okay. Walter said it was okay. Because I kept doing progress reports to Toronto to let them know where I was in the project and the distance and everything. And I would always end my progress report, I'd have to get back to work. Walter showed up again, or knocking at the door, and by the end of it, he's just dropping down through the ceiling now. He doesn't work anymore. Keep working.
So did you use this artist primarily to sort of inspire the shapes you had in the film, or did he influence like the pacing at all?
No, I'd say just the shapes. Yeah, I mean, that was where my idea came from. So I researched his paintings and those sculptures, and then did drawings from them, and made the drawings like really small, down to 35mm size, and just the essence, the outlines kind of thing. So then I took those outlines and put them on a light table and drew them backwards, and then I just made my own carbon paper with a 9B pencil or something, and transferred the reversal onto the vinyl eraser to get those shapes on there, and then just carved them out with Dremel. Yeah. But the timing, I don't know. Yeah, I just thought my idea was just to make little, because they're almost like still images, but they're not quite still. And at first I was thinking it's not even an animated film because nothing's really moving, but like that shimmer kind of. So, yeah, I just thought I'd do one scene, and I had problems. It was easy to start it, and I thought this is great. Oh yeah, I could do a few seconds a night probably. And then I thought, oh no, I have to end it somehow. I can't fade it out. I don't have. I tried fading just by not using bleach and just keep stamping until it sort of dried itself out. So I thought of these kind of flicker fades, like where it starts pulsating out and scrubbing off the screen, and tried to do crossovers that way. Just kind of had fun with technique a little bit. But I had thrown out all, I had a hard time starting it because over the years of making these other films, you kind of get into a pattern where this is how you're comfortable making your work, kind of, And I thought, this isn't going to work for this outrage. I need to do outrageous things. So I had to throw out everything I know about animation and kind of start over, like right back onto that kind of zigzag film, and where everything was just put on the film to run, no computers used or anything, and just start over. I didn't make a storyboard. I just sort of went with instinct. I didn't time anything. Usually I'm very neurotic about, especially the audio, like I have to go through and mark exact frame numbers on a sheet, and I didn't do any of that. I didn't make any notes. Like my notes are just little sketch things and doodles I stuck to the wall, the Morse coding and stuff, how many frames, and that's about it. And yeah, so it just kind of all this came together. I mean, when I look at it now, there's a few things I'd like to touch up, but it's beyond now.
But you're trying is that overlapping with imagery at every second frame or anything like that?
I didn't on this one, no, but that's something, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of experimenting to do, there's lots of work left, so, yeah.